Hey, what's up everybody? This is Kalen from White Glove Models and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get started on part 9 of the Agora Models Battleship Bismarck. First, I'd like to give a big shout out to our current patrons, Ian Campbell and Steve Wylands, as well as our Buy Me a Coffee member. We only have one right now, but Linda Charles Christian. Thank you so much for my patrons and Buy Me a Coffee members, and I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. I'd also like to say, if you want to see a full tutorial on the Bismarck, I recommend heading over to the World of Wayne and checking out his channel. He does full tutorials. I do things a little bit different. I do them like I do my standard builds. I kind of started out doing the tutorial thing, and it just wasn't really jamming with me. So, and I'm doing a lot of different updates and modifications, especially to the Bismarck. So I basically just do things very similar to how I do my current plastic model builds. Just showcasing what I do and kind of going over the whole process of putting it together, and maybe pointing out a few things here and there that maybe will help you out on your journey building your models. So I appreciate you for joining me today. Without further ado, why don't we head to the workbench and get cracking on part 9 of the Agora Models Battleship Bismarck. Okay, so obviously here we have Bismarck 02. So this one contains pretty much everything from Pack 2, including Part 9, which is what we're going to be working on today. So thankfully, there is nothing in this part that needs to be painted. It's basically just coming back and working more on this anchor gear doohickey, whatever you controller box or whatever you want to call this thing. And so I'll go ahead and get all of my parts and pieces out. So here's all the parts that they wanted us to bring out for part 9. And then we have our original gearbox that we were working on before. And I have my 3-in-1 oil, but I don't think I'm going to be needing it on this particular section. And then these things they just look like they're little rods that, or pins or whatever. So I'll go ahead and open these up and try not to lose them, because I always tend to lose things for some reason. There we go. See, they're already running away. Oh, really? We got it. Oh, look at that. I did it. Perfect. And then we'll secure all of this down. So now we got to bring over the front section of the deck. So I'll grab that. Here we have the beautiful, beautiful deck section that is all painted up. And we're going to flip it over, it looks like, and magically feed the anchors through the little openings there. But this has to be a certain way. So it's going to be... Boy, this is going to be a little bit tricky. Pull this on camera so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And I'm going to drop, actually that's not that bad, to be honest. And then grab this chain section. Oh, it fell out. Did it come through? Yeah, it did. Basically, you can just kind of see they dropped through the little anchor ports there, and then up. It looks like it's just going to mount kind of there. Oh, I get it. Cool. So there are going to be a few different moving parts up on top of the deck. So turn this so I can see what I'm doing. Itty bitty hole. It's got to go through right there. It's coming through that section right there. Then just push it down and it popped right into place. And we'll be using those PB screws again to go ahead and secure this to the deck. Cool. All right, so that is now attached to the deck here, and it looks like we're going to be doing some routing for the anchor chains. So you've got 3 areas that have popped up here for the different capstans and drums that the anchors go around. So I'm going to lay this down here. So this was in stage 1, and that's that little guy. So this will be mounting on top of this, and they want us to glue that on there. momentarily. And I'll grab the cap stands as well because we're going to be needing these. So the nice thing is I now have 2 empty little containers. And again, these I did repaint all of the gray parts, and these were a bugger to put together, I'm telling you what. This one still needs to be tightened up down a little bit, I think. So I'm going to put that there. It just doesn't feel like it. There it goes. Maybe a little bit. Might try to use the duckbill pliers to. I might end up regretting this, but want to try to get that to seat just a little bit better. Honestly, I think that's as good as we're gonna get without damaging anything. Okay, good enough for government work. That one looks really good. I was really happy with how that one kind of turned out. They do need a little bit of weathering, which will come down the road. And these will basically just rotate as the motors are turning in there. Oh man, it's really dropping pieces. Stand by. All right, we're back. I keep dropping things. So this just really makes me nervous, but yeah, you've got to put some effort into getting it down on there. And I think we're good. It's not gonna rotate. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. That one just bugs me it's a little bit crooked. So we'll see. I might have to come back and touch this up later. We'll do the other side here. So yeah, I'm still kind of on the fence about whether or not I'm going to paint the emblem on there or not. I know I want to do a tarp, and I'm going to kind of make a tarp for it. But I still haven't really decided what I'm going to do about that. Most likely I might go with it. One thing that just looks a little off to me too, and I know I still have to do some more weathering to this so that the rest of the parts match the deck, but certain things here and there just, I don't know, were they gray? It's really hard to tell. And then this little anchor port here, I don't know. It seems like it would be pretty greased up or darker, and maybe a few other like the hatches and things like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna maybe later on when I go back and weather everything to match the deck, we'll explore that a little bit and just kind of make some decisions based on how I feel it should look. That's the biggest problem with the Bismarck. There wasn't really any color photos of the Bismarck, so it's really hard to tell exactly how everything looked. And she was new. She was very, very new. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this so far. Looking fairly good, and we might be doing a whole whole section here pretty soon. So what my plan is with the hull is get as many parts as I can of the hull and kind of start throwing that together in one big fell swoop. Might do a one full video on just building the hull. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think I should do with the hull section, if you want to see it broken down into parts or just one big long video. So just comment down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. So cool. Another thing I forgot to add is I still don't know what I'm doing with Bruno. Or sorry, this isn't Bruno, this is Anton. As you guys might remember, Anton would not function properly because I painted all this, and as much as I've tried to drill that out and sand that out, it's not moving freely enough. And the spring that they give you to put in there to make it kind of fall back each time wasn't strong enough, and I ended up going to the local Ace Hardware and getting a whole bunch of springs, but the problem is these springs are too strong, so I need something kind of in between. So as soon as I get a spring that works, we'll go ahead and put Anton all back together and get it working, and I'll show you guys it working hopefully at some point when I find that spring. So next time I go up to the hardware store up in the town nearest to us that has a Home Depot and a Lowe's, I will be looking for a spring that's just not so hard. This one is just ridiculously tight and it wouldn't work at all. So anyways, there's that. So just give you guys an update on Anton and where that is at. So all right, moving on. So we're kind of at a point where I have a lot of painting and other things that have to happen on the rest of the Bismarck. So there might be some jumping around in the parts of the actual build. If you guys would rather just see me put out a part, whether it doesn't have to necessarily be, say, part 9 like this one was of the build, you'd just rather see me put out a new video, say part 10 would just be several different parts put together, not necessarily in any particular order that Agora Models was having us do them, because for me it kind of makes sense to kind of build it the same way I would be building any of my plastic models, just in the order that kind of makes sense. And I have up to pack 4, I believe now. So I think it's up to pack 4. So we're kind of at a phase where I can break away, get some of the deck work done, get some of the repainting done that I need to do, and then maybe start piecemealing some parts together. We could definitely do, like next week or the week after, do a whole section where I do basically just build all the parts of the hull that I currently have. So that way we get a big chunk of the hull put together instead of just doing one episode of one piece of the hull or this part or that. You know what I mean? So if you guys are kind of jamming with that and want me to do that kind of take on things, I feel a little bit more comfortable with producing content in that format, if you know what I mean. So anyways, enough of me rambling. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And also don't forget to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below the video. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time.